People seem to want to talk about use cases for scalable Bitcoin application architectures. If we want to define a use case for scalable Bitcoin application architectures, we must look no further than the internet itself. The pages of text that you read all of the time, somebody had to write those. And when we can pay people directly for the work they put in when they had to write something on a web page, then the things that people write on web pages will be more closely aligned with the things that readers want to read when they pay to read them. And we can therefore define that a simple use case for a scalable Bitcoin application architecture would be a blog with a paywall. Additionally, people who run blogs have to deal with comments, and the comments on their blogs can sometimes be spammy, or people who are trolling and trying to sell things, such as snake oil. And so to prevent these scammers and trolls from trying to sell things such as snake oil in comment sections on internet blogs, we can consider a way to prevent that type of thing by having people who write comments pay a small amount in order to have their comment appear below my blog post. This reduces the strain on moderating these comment sections and discourages people from trying to sell snake oil in comment sections on internet blogs. That's the theory anyways. The value there is also apparent for readers of these blogs because now readers can read actual comments from other readers rather than reading about snake oil. With that in mind, we can define this simple use case in a fairly useful form of communicating about such things, which is writing down text in a document. Right. So now that we can write down text in this document, and assuming that the document is legible, and that the text is cohesive, and that the person writing the text has a sane mind that is not unstable, we can proceed with actually thinking about what this might entail, and then maybe actually write some code to make it into reality. So, paywall for internet blog. Right? This is a use case. This is a use case that benefits blog operators by compensating for the work they do allowing revenue streams from each reader and enabling more authentic content not biased by ads or promotions or sponsorships, etc. This also benefits blog readers. Less ads. More engagement with other readers. And also, perhaps, better content. That is more in line with what they pay for, because the reader pays for it with ads by watching the ads. But now the reader directly pays, and when payment is direct, the mechanisms by which value is transferred is direct, therefore the incentive structures are more direct, therefore what you pay for is more directly relevant to what you actually receive. So I think this presents a compelling use case that can be written into some code. What are the major components of this system? The blog web server that stores the content, including comments and posts. The blog web page that runs on the client devices and shows the blog content on the screen. And then a MetaNet client, which is a piece of software that allows for the users to actually create the Bitcoin transactions that are required in order to pay for things such as comments or paywalls to continue reading posts. Let us now delve into more detail about each of these specific components. The blog server will need API endpoints for fetching content from a content storage system, monetized with micropayments. API endpoints for fetching and posting comments. From a comment storage system. Monetized with micropayments. This completes the design requirements for the backend blog server. I suppose there should be an API endpoint for the server operator to withdraw accumulated micropayment revenue. That might be useful so that the blog operator does not run out of money, even though they have made a bunch of money, because now they have a way of getting it out. The blog web page must fetch and show content, a list of posts on the screen, fetch the first paragraph of the post, fetch the rest of the post, using a micropayment-based methodology. Fetch a list of comments, post a comment using a micropayment-based methodology. It must run in browsers, and it must communicate with a MetaNet client. The MetaNet client, in this context, must facilitate user identity for comments, facilitate micropayment-based fetching from the server. So now we have an outline of the major components of this system and how each of the components must operate, or some of the requirements for the operation of each of these components. This concludes the first little section of this video. If you'd like to see the second section, I haven't entirely decided whether it's worth my time to make this or not, so let me know if you would like to see it. Thank you for taking the time to watch this rather strange video, and I hope to see you again in the future. Goodbye.